Dr. Lawrence L. Ila.
Good afternoon po, everyone. First of all, let me tell you that I'm very honored and humbled to be chosen as a mentor for PTRI and PNRI. And they asked me to tell you a little bit about myself, so just please bear with me for a little bit. They asked me to talk about a little bit about my background, my approach to the mentorship, and then my commitment to the RDI internship members. So my background is in molecular biology, in genetics, intellectual property, and economic development. So after I got my PhD from Yale and a postdoc in Boston, I became a patent liaison at DuPont in Delaware, where I drafted patent applications and talked with scientists trying to figure out the best way to protect their inventions through intellectual property. And I really liked the job as a patent liaison, that I went to law school to get my law degree. Then after I obtained my law degree, I went to a law firm in Washington, D.C. for several years, where I worked as an attorney in patent infringement, negotiations, and transfer agreements. And then I came back in 2004 as a balik scientist, and I also actually worked sa DOST-STII, trying to contribute in improving the awareness and the enforcement of intellectual property, of patenting here in the Philippines. And then after short-term balik scientist po yun, and then I became Deputy Chief of Party for STII. It's a USA-funded program, Science, Technology, Research, and Innovation for Development. I became Deputy Chief of Party. And so the thrust of that program was to improve science and technology research here in the Philippines. And one of the interesting initiatives pertinent to this program, we developed a KTTO program, trying to develop knowledge and tech transfer offices here in the Philippines, where we invited experts from the US to hold workshops here in the Philippines to develop in universities across the country to develop tech transfer offices. So we have to pitching, may negotiations, talking with industry people, and all that stuff na I think will be important or can be applied to the Hirang program. Then after becoming, so that was until 2018, and then I tried after that stint, so I tried my hand in entrepreneurship and trying to be a part of the innovation ecosystem in the Philippines. So I co-founded and started and is leading a company, Biotech Incorporated nga. So small startup company siya, making the recombinant enzymes to be used for research, for diagnostics, for companies, and for universities. So my approach to the mentorship for Hirang, for PTRI and PNRI, I think it's more of a holistic approach, parang gap analysis. I think it's important to know the institute as a whole, where we'll analyze the thrust, the mission, vision of the institute, and then see how the activities, also the IP programs fit or feed into that mission, vision, and then also do a gap analysis, see yung mga interventions na naibigay na mga programs, and then see the successes and the challenges, and then try to address those challenges through the internship. So I stand here very committed, and I really am committed to the success of this program. And as Yusef Jobber said, and as Dost-Tapi Director, Engineer Garcia said, without tech transfer, our research really isn't really maximized. Yung potential niya isn't really maximized. So we really have to make a best effort to push our research and development into full tech transfer. Thank you po.
Okay, so to formally meet their mentor for the first time and officially seal the deal, let us all welcome the Philippine Textile Research Institute internship members and their mentor, Dr. Lawrence Ila. Together with Director Celia B. Elumba, May also request Yusek Guevara and Director Edgar Garcia to please join them on stage. Before po tayo mag-vault in. Okay. Okay, please come forward. Once again, let's start the countdown. All hands on the vault. Ready, in. Ready, in 3, 2, 1. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, palakpakan po natin from Philippine Textile Research Institute and Dr. Hirang. On stage, the Director of Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, Director Carlo A. Arcilla, for his message.
Apparently I wasn't in the video, so I'm given 2 minutes to address. First, music Kansai, and then Egay, no? Many people don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something incredibly good. I mean, DOST has been, I'm so proud. I'm only 2 years at DOST, and this week has made me so proud of being at DOST. I actually helped a little bit in Taal with Yusek Solidum, and just 1 minute of that to help. It's such a great family. And at PNRI, just one thing, our product that's now commercialized, the PGP, plant growth promoter, would impact the rice production. The use of that increases the yield by 20%. It's a nuclear technology, not non-GMO, and it's just one, and then the other one, the hydrogels. So there's a lot of hope in Philippine science, and I'm a part of the Philippine Science Association and the US. Thank you very much, and then to our mentors. So, magtulungan po tayo. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sir Kaloy. And now, let us all welcome the Philippine Nuclear Research Institute internship members and their mentor, Dr. Lawrence Ilag, together with Yusik Gav and Director Egay. INTERSHIP members and their mentor, Dr. Lawrence Ina. And now let us all watch the technologies from the Advanced Science Technology Institute.
Many places in the country still lack connectivity. We're talking about rural areas where we don't see the presence of telecommunication service or the internet. So one solution that we are exploring is to relay the signal via the sea. And that can be done by using mga floating buoys. So ASTI in the past has developed these meteorological buoys that serve as weather stations to be deployed in the open sea. So another use for these buoys is to carry antennas and radios. So these antennas and radios can relay signals from places where they are available to places where they are not. So the plan is to license out the technology to manufacturers of buoys who can use these devices as communication relays. Also, they can be licensed to telecommunication service providers that can use these mechanisms to provide coverage in the sea. The crop mapping tool is basically in the form of maps, tools for processing algorithms that we are using to study the state of certain crops over their cropping season. So we use satellite images from various sources, and we have implemented various processing techniques, in particular some machine learning and artificial intelligence tools to the problem of classifying certain crops as to the stage of their growth. We have actually already started offering some kind of service out of this capability and these outputs. We have been talking to already various partners. Beyond talking, we have been engaging them for getting feedback and inputs on the tools that we're using and the outputs that are being generated. So it's time to bring this to the next level by having a more commercial type of engagement. We expect the internship program to help tremendously bring our technology licensing office capabilities to the next level. There are many ideas here in ASTI.
And now let us all watch the technologies from the Metals Industry Research and Development Center.
Actually, we have two technologies that are ready for technology transfer for this particular program. We have the integrated wrought iron forming equipment as well as the potter's wheel. Well, the integrated wrought iron forming equipment, our device is a manually operated 4-in-1 metal forming equipment that is, in just one machine, you can do the twisting, bending, curling, and rolling of the metal bars or strips. The other one is the electric potter's wheel. It's an electric motor-driven potter wheel for shaping round ceramic wares, pots, or vessels. It provides uniform turning with little effort, making it suitable for big bodies of clay and appropriate for mass production. The design is easy to fabricate and no complicated maintenance for both machines. So it is readily available or can be fabricated by very micro or small fabricators here in the Philippines. The current status of our technology is it is registered in the IPO field, meaning it has a utility model certificate right now, both the potter's wheel as well as the wrought iron forming device. They are all in the pilot stage, however, they are all functionally tested. The expectation to our mentor is that how can we bring or bridge that gap between our end user, for example, for the potter's wheel, those who are in the pattern industry, and then this fabricator, how can we build those gaps so that we can actually do the commercialization in terms of the business of these fabricators?
And to hear from their supporting mentor from the DOST Visiting Expert Program, Attorney Ann Maria Celeste V. Humada is currently the manager Managing Director and Chief Consultant of Vivo IT Mente Innovation Management Services with more than 15 years specialized experience in handling intellectual property or IT matters, particularly IT protection and IT rights enforcement. She is also a business development partner of Business Innovation Congress at Frankfurt since 2012. She finished Master of Chemistry at the Ateneo de Manila University and received graduate diploma in intellectual property specialization at WIPO UNISA. She also joined European Master of Science in Global Innovation Management at University of Strathclyde, United Kingdom, and Technische Universität Hamburg, Harburg, Germany. A round of applause to Attorney Ann Maria Celeste Villos Umaga.
Good afternoon. Can I just sing? It's nice to see all of you again after a long time. I know most of the people. So anyway, they asked me to talk about myself. I'm Celeste. You can call me Ann. Because my complete name is Ann Marie Celeste. So anyway, my approach is in the mentorship is based on entrepreneurship. Sandali, long range kasi itong glasses na to. Driving. So my approach is based on entrepreneurship because that's my other background. The other background compared to law and chemistry and singing. So entrepreneurship, well, for me, entrepreneurship is actually a way of life. It goes from your thoughts to action, to your habit, and of course to your way of life. For me, it's basically how I survived boring teachers. Kasi sa elementary, gumagawa ako ng armbands habang nag-lecture and teacher. So that's how I was able to stay awake. So I started my entrepreneurial career since I was like 3 years old. 24 years old. Kasi my parents were sideline lang business. We were supplying mangoes to Cebu. So ang dami-daming mangga sa bahay, pati sa mga sahig, everywhere, kulang-kulang patulog mo, katabi mo mga mangga. So there are of course mangoes that will not reach the quality control. So natitira siya. Hati-hati kami tatlong magkapatid, mga bata. And my brother would take his part and keep it, yung mga hindi niya nakakain, keep it and barter it for toys. Ako naman, instead of lemonade stand, gumagawa ko sa harap ng bahay, meron akong tindahan ng mangga. Hindi ko maalala yung ginawa ko sa pera. Basta lang natutuwa ako ng magbenta ng mangga. Hanggang elementary, so I was, because we were in front of the elementary school, so doon ako nag-aaral. Grade 1 to grade 3. Tapos, apparently my mom didn't like it because every Sunday evening, mag-shopping ako ng aking stocks. Bumibili ako ng mga People's Power, and then gumagawa ako ng ice candy sa gabi. Tapos, pagdating sa school, may dala-dala akong yung ice box na bibenta ako. Meron pa akong canteen, assistant canteen ng school. So at the end of my grade 1, pagdating ng grade 2, halos kalahati ng population sa elementary school may utang na sa akin. So, naniningil na ako sa utang. And doon lumalabas yun, syempre, Bisaya ako. So, hindi pwede hindi mag-away, no? Pag hindi ka nagbayad, away ito. So, my mom was thinking, no, you can't. You have to be like a real girl. So, she sent me to the nunnery, the St. Paul's with the nuns. So, she thought I would be like, you know, the usual girls. Usual girls. But I was still selling in St. Paul's. All the way to when I was in high school, all the way when I was in college. So, sa Ateneo, di ba, akala mo hindi pwede magbenta sa Ateneo. Nagbenta rin ako, pero hindi sa loob ng Ateneo. So, I took stocks from Cinderella, Triumph, Avon, and I distributed them dun sa neighborhood where I was living, to Sikihor. And college, hanggang sa law school, nagbenta ako ng dangkit. Galing from Palawan. So, in the dorms sa UP. So, kikilala ko yung mga tao kasi binibentahan ko ng dangkit. So, basically, I survived. Hindi naman siya parang survival skill. It's just part of me. Makahanap ng opportunity and then make use of that opportunity. So, when I was given a budget from my parents for that month, I never asked for anything more kasi mas marami akong lose money. Maraming nagbabayad eh. Tapos yung mga yung nangungutang pa. So, even in UK, I was telling you, so I went on scholarship at the University of Strathclyde in the first year. But because I wanted to see the market in the UK. So I was with Avon UK. That's how I found out that the best buyers are the Nigerians. They have all the money to spend and and although the Chinese have money, masyadong kuripot magbayad. Anyway, so it's when I joined the University of Strathclyde, the Scottish Institute for Enterprise. Kasi I was thinking, how come I've been all through this, pero hindi ako yumaman. So I went through the Scottish Institute of Enterprise. My first formal enterprise was when I built a store at my dad's garage. And that's when I found out the difficulties. Una, yung tatay ko ayaw na kunin sasakyan sa harap ng garahe, so hindi nakikita yung aking tindahan. Pangalawa, pag mami ko ang nagbabantay pag wala ako, my mom is a retired tech supervisor in English. So, lahat ng dumadan, kasi harap kami ng school, tinatanong niya, tapos ini-interview niya, sinong English teacher mo, sinong principal mo, bakit ba niya yung sinasabi mo. So, walang pumupunta sa aking store. Plus, I still have, the last hindrance for me was the dog. Our dog was the watchdog in the store, and nobody goes to the store. So anyway, so I've been through all these experiences, and when I went to the Scottish Institute for Enterprise, that's when I realized, ito dapat hindi gawin, ito yung gawin, tama pala to, ito yung sinasabi mo. So basically, entrepreneurship is an experience, and it's what you learn from wherever, when you played, when you climb mountains or whatever, that you can use when you are already doing your entrepreneurship. From trying to understand your client and trying to negotiate with your prospective client and so on, and to value your technology as well. So that's how my approach would be with the team. And medyo makulit ako, sadya ko yung pinanganak ng makulit. So, real-time communication, which means pwedeng PM, ganon. So, pag minsan, may naisip ako madaling araw, ita-text kita. Alam ni Ana yan, at ni Marty. So, basically, that's it. That's me. And I do hope that we will come up with something good out of this.
Thank you, Attorney Humana. And to formally meet their mentor for the first time and officially seal the deal, may I call on the Advanced Science and Technology Institute internship members, headed by the